On Seven's big league from the Western Oval, Footscray got away to a great start in the first term when they kicked 7 goals, 6, 48 points to Melbourne's 1 goal. So they've had a great start. Can they continue? Malin tries to keep that thing moving. He gets it up to the half-forward zone, which has been tapped out by Gronawegan. Out toward the half-forward zone it goes with Somerville in pursuit. Near the boundary line, pushed in the back, I thought. Zantuck appeals for the free kick, but the umpire said no freeze coming. A boundary throw in.
Well, Zantuck put on an Academy Award performance here, and Peter Cameron far too clever an umpire for that. That's Gronawegan doing a bit of shepherding in the ruck. Goes for a quick hand pass to Petraglia, drops the ball, red hot. Did the umpire catch that? Yes, and Batterston will take this free kick at half-back flank. Petraglia, the player I mentioned, had 11 kicks in the first quarter of this game, and their Rovers were very, very dominant. The Footscray Rovers. Batterston, half-back flank, brings it towards the centre wing. Now Purser sets himself, can't take the mark. It's punched over the back. Baxter's there and Robbie Flower. Oh, look at the skills.
Good.
Caught. Brilliant skills. Eddie was caught, holding the ball. Brilliant tackle. Now, was that Baxter again who made the tackle?
Sharon.
Let's see. Dean Sharon gives it across towards, this is Tatsaris. Off he goes, up the ground. Oh, gee, he ran too far, but luck's of fortune, he finds McGuinness. McGuinness with a long kick up to Beasley. And Richards over the back. Zantuck with his experience waited for it over the back and clears it out of defence.
Yes, good kick. Found, well, I was going to say found Greg Healy, but Johnson got there first. Not a bad player, this fella. Hasn't done a great deal today at this stage, though. Johnson's kick down toward the wing position, over the heads of all concerned. Still Flower gets into the act now, hooks it back overhead toward the half-forward flank. Good mark. That was a good mark too, and I mean that, taken by Tatsaris.
Bit of guts there.
Yeah, a bit of guts shown. Didn't look at anything else but the ball.
Well, he's got plenty of that.
Tatsaris kicks to the wing position toward Purser. In front is Turner, punched away by Flower. The umpire said a free kick will go the way of Turner, will it? Couldn't quite see the free kick in that, but umpire Cameron did, so here's the man with the whistle. He puts it to the half-forward zone. The lead's good. Will the mark be taken? Oh, Williams dropped his head, but got the free kick in so doing, because the tackle, he didn't actually pay the mark, he paid the free kick. Wouldn't kick a goal from there. He's 60-odd metres out from goal. He'll be hopeful for a Melbourne mark. Nearly an underground pass, oh, and a bullet-like pass too, found Healy. So Healy will take the shot from 45 metres out. To say that Melbourne need a goal would be the greatest understatement of the season. 7-6 playing 1 goal, 48 playing 6 points. And Healy needs this goal. All leads have been ignored. Healy's going to back himself, Pete.
Yes, he'll take a good kick. And he's got onto the drop punt, and did it sneak in? Yes, it did, for a goal, a badly needed one for the Melbourne side by Greg Healy. That's their second. 2 goals straight, Melbourne. Footscray 7-6.
Yes, well, Footscray, they peppered the goals in the first term. 13 scoring shots in the first quarter of football for 48 points to 6 with a 42-point lead. That was a good quarter. Now we're going to see a change made by the Melbourne Brains Trust. Fidge's coming on, and the player to come off looks like Campbell. So at the centre bounce with umpire Peter Cameron. Peter's haircut's getting a bit rounder now.
Turner against Purser. Greg Healy. They might be able to come back now. A couple of goals can really lift a side.
Well, they need them, Pete. They need a lot more than a couple. Still trailing by 36.6 goals that Footscray have on them. The rain that we had in the first term has now left us, hopefully for the day, and the ground might dry out of it. Not that it's too bad. Kicked hurriedly on that occasion by Lyon, but it hasn't gone very far, as you can see. Coming out to forward, he picks up nicely, hooks it back high toward Gronawegan. He should take this mark. Big Gronawegan takes the mark. And he got a real cheer. See the big grin cross his face.
I love him out here. Grona, he's been a great club man, Robert Gronawegan. There's a play on, said the umpire. Good umpiring to let that go. Michael Ford, too long. Holding the ball, it could have been. It's knocked back to Malin. Malin runs to the boundary line. I think he was quite happy to see that go over the line on half-forward flank for Footscray, with the scoreboard showing Footscray 7-6, Melbourne 2 goals. There's Phil Malin directing someone that he should kick it longer. There's the ruck Jules. Gronawegan straight to Malin. Malin to Somerville. Somerville. That was a good mark. He jumped up high and hugged it to his chest. Beasley will lead here. Watch this. Yes, there's the kick. Beasley out in front. He's marked it. That was clever play. Full marks to young Somerville. He knew Beasley was going to lead. He just loved it in front of him and made it easy for him.
Hasn't gained much ground, has he, really? Because the lead of Beasley was coming straight at Somerville, and he's only picked up about 10 metres in the actual kick, but he has given it to the full forward who has kicked 2 goals. Beasley's got too much pace for Richards. I didn't think that was right, but that's how it's going. Another goal to Beasley. Good shot at goal. So Beasley knows the goals here at the Western Oval. He's found it 3 times so far. In fact, I think he's kicked 3 goals, 3 so early in the game. Footscray 8-6, 54. You're on Sevens big league, where Melbourne have only kicked 2 goals for 12 points.
I think I'd be tempted to switch Cordner to full back, and Richards is, well, he's a dasher, and I don't think dashers are suited at full back, Jack. I think you'd have to agree.
Yes, well, I don't know that Melbourne have got much answer if they've got to put Cordner there, because Cordner's not really a defensive type player. Back to Cameron, the umpire in the centre. Purser beaten by Turner. Comes out towards Baxter, taken by Flower. Long hand pass to Wilson. He can hand pass again over the top. He went for a foot pass instead, and here's a shot at goal going on its way. Williams, only one behind.
He copped one in the midriff too as he kicked that one. 8-6 to 2-1, but he should have kicked that goal. That was a sitter. It was given it to him on a plate. 8-6 to 2-1, as I said, as Tatsaris is the man on screen, about to bring it back into play. He kicks it wide. Purser from behind. In they go. Robbie Flower is there. And Peter Baxter is number 26. Peter Carey is the umpire, about to bounce it half forward for Melbourne.
Melbourne needs some goals. 2-1 to Footscray 8-6. 6 goals, 5 between the teams. Big pack forming up. The umpire said a free kick going Melbourne's way, so they should be able to get the ball moving now through Connolly. He's 55 to nearly 60 metres out from goal where he'll kick. Melbourne haven't got a recognised full forward. They'll have to try and make do today. Oh, Williams had the hands but didn't hold the mark. And the pack forming up underneath or over the top of the ball, just down in front of the, they're 40 metres out from goal, as a matter of fact. And the umpire will bounce. Footscray in the first term, a great start when they kicked 7 goals, 6-1 goal, 8-6 to 2-1 at present.
Malin off the ground, right out wide towards the half-back line for Footscray. And as we see a shot of the crowd, and most of them Bulldog supporters, as you can see, the throw-in will take place.
Very important this game for Footscray, Peter.
Particularly with the next 2 weeks, Jack. They line up to Carlton and Hawthorn. There's McGuinness. The ball was smothered. Hurry kick was by Wilson. Down towards half forward. Now, Brian Cordy off the side of the boot. And the mark has been taken by Alan Jarrett. Now, Jarrett kicks wide. Oh, nearly a mark to Williams. He's got it now, David Williams. A hand pass under pressure. Rance to Sharon. Sharon punched it away and then was grabbed. So that was clever play by Dean Sharon.
Yes, he's done a couple of nice things so far. He hasn't had a great deal of possessions, but he's done it quite well. He goes out very wide. Well-placed kick finds Malin. He can hand pass over the top to McGuinness. McGuinness will get it moving into the forward pocket. Finds Wallace. Wallace, no, the ball running from him. Skipped off the wet turf. He'll come back, I would think, yes. Got himself balanced, shoots in towards Somerville. The mark taken by Somerville. The umpire called play on. He still calls play on. Nearly a throw to Petraglia. The hand pass comes away, picked up by McGuinness. The shot toward goal, and it's through. So McGuinness kicks his second goal. And as Peter McKenna said earlier, the small men of Footscray combining well to bring up another goal. Footscray 9-6, 60 points. Melbourne 2-1, 13 points on Sevens big league.
McGuinness has had an outstanding game so far. 12 possessions he's had. Petraglia had 11 kicks in the first quarter. There's Bluey Adams on screen. Greg Wells in the background. John Northey's the man with the phone that you cannot see properly, but they look very, very worried, and it's the little men that are cutting them to pieces.
Centre bounce once again. Umpire Peter Carey. Malin can't get away with it. Got tackled too high, and he'll take the free kick. The hand pass comes back. And Mickey Egan right up in the middle, getting the kick up toward the half-forward zone. McGuinness beaten on that occasion by Batterston. Hand passes into Zantuck. Zantuck round the wing on the outer side, kicks it straight towards Somerville. Nearly a free kick to Egan. Hand pass comes away, taken by Connolly. A hand pass by Connolly comes down the flank to Flower. Flower balks, gets a steadying kick into the half-forward zone. Williams takes up block. In fact, he waited for someone else, and Hardy chipped in.
Yes, beautifully read, Brad Hardy. That was terrific play. And he brings it to the centre of the ground. Cordner showed a bit of pace in, but then again, Robert Groenewegen not all that quick. He's certainly not a stall gift runner. Cordner getting it across to Wilson. Wilson to half forward was a shocking kick straight to Rance for Footscray.
That's bad play by Wilson. Rance going out to the outer side looking for Groenewegen, won't find him. Cordner's there. Groenewegen did trap the ball, got pushed in the back too. That was good play. He hand passes back to McGuinness. McGuinness can see the lead of Somerville. He ignores it and goes to Beasley. Beasley out in front. Oh, free kick. Free kick to Beasley. Has to be. They haven't got a counter to Beasley at this stage, Pete.
Well,
they got Turner up on him now by the looks of things.
Well, Beasley is a very, very good full forward. No, Richards is still there, but
he's got deceptive pace too.
Yeah, he's got great pace, and he leads in that straight lead, runs straight at the ball, and he's very, very hard to beat when he gets it. But he's 6'4", so he is a good kick for goal normally. Let's see if he can put his fourth on the board.
Oh,
that one he got right underneath. Won't make the distance. Purser. Oh, yes. Andrew Purser has marked in the goal scorer. He doesn't normally go down to the right into the deep in the forward line. He ducked down there, has taken a strong mark, and this will be another goal, and that'll be Footscray's 10th, I would think, coming up. He stabs. Yes, it's a goal to the big fella, Andrew Purser, and Footscray have moved on to 10-6, 66, leading Melbourne 2-1-13.
Well, at the Western Oval, everything going the way of the home team, Footscray, with a great lead as that. You see on screen, 8 goals, 5 was the lead they enjoy. And we've only been playing 11.5 minutes of the second term. You'd think it was about a late third quarter score. That a long way from even half time. So Footscray are building up a very good lead over Melbourne here. Melbourne have been very exciting in the last 2 weeks with good wins over Collingwood and also Geelong, but today they're in trouble. Centre bounce. Turner got the tap towards Sharon, who can't take it. Picked up by Healy. The lead's by whom? Short lead is by Williams, and he's taken the mark 45 metres out. So 45 out from goal is the player Williams, David Williams. Melbourne have only kicked 2 goals, 2 goals, 1. Now Williams trying for the 3rd goal. One of Melbourne's goals by Flower, 1 by Healy. Oh, that won't score a goal. Bad kick. Off the side of the boot, only 1 behind.
Well, that's 2 bad misses by David Williams when goals were badly needed. 10-6 Footscray. Melbourne are on 2-2, so they're copping a real hiding as we see Zeno Tatsaris. Onto the left foot he goes. He's a great kick of a football. Look at that one. Oh, gee, they got loose men everywhere. Malin receives from Wallace. That hand pass. Malin runs up to half foot. He could have run another 50 metres. He kicks high. He's looking down there towards Steve McPherson, who is out point. I don't think he's fit. Oh, gee, did he give him one then?
I don't know. Ask Robin White. He's holding
Robin White's not happy about it. I thought that was a bit of a... Well, it wasn't a hard one, but a bit of a slap across the face from Steve.
I saw Steve McPherson getting some treatment at quarter time from the training staff. He does appear to have a damaged groin. So this could be 15 metres going Melbourne's way once they sort themselves out.
Gary Lyon hasn't been in the game at all at this stage.
Yeah, Groenewegen giving away the 15-metre penalty. Lyons kicked down to Healy. He takes the mark on the wing position, going into half forward. Kick straight to Malin. Punched away on that occasion by Lovett. Lovett dives in on top of it. The umpire said a bounce will take place in the middle of the Western Oval. As we approach the 14-minute mark of the second term, umpire Peter Carey about to put the ball down, with Footscray leading 66 points to Melbourne 14 points.
Centre wing, Purser. Very good ruckman, Purser. That was Johnson. Comes back to Greg Healy, centres the ball, looking for all day. The big fella dive. Now Teddy Fidge has got a chance. He hooks it back at the goals, too far, and has put it through for another point.
I think he really tried to hook it over the top to Williams, who was in the goal square. Williams going crooked Fidge, but I'm not too sure what happened there. Maybe Fidge had the deliberate shot, but Williams was all by himself and could have taken an easy mark. From the full back position, the ball's found its way out from Hardy into Tatsaris. He goes up to the wing position looking for a teammate, and he's found Wallace. Wallace plays on quickly. The skills of Wallace finds Malin. Malin's waiting for Beasley to lead. The lead's on now. The short pass is too short. As a matter of fact, they dropped a bit early. McGuinness, they will have a shot at goal. 45 metres out. The ball on its way into the square. No mark taken. They all overrun it. It's been picked up and lost by McPherson. Tackled was Beasley, was tackled. The umpire said he threw it. The free kick Melbourne's way. Umpire Peter Cameron was right there.
Yes, he was right. He did throw that one. He scooped it up with two hands. There's Robin White looking for Stephen Turner. Well, he just took his eyes off the ball at the split second, but that was in the back, I think, to Gary Lyon. It was half-back flank. Lyon. Now, they need him really firing. I think he might have been moved onto the ball or to the half-back line. That should have been against Cordy.
Trip.
Yes, Stephen Stretch. Now, he might have... Oh, gee, what's he done there? I hope it's not a hamstring. Stephen Stretch on centre wing. Oh, he's not too good. He's got a handball it. Let's hope that's not a hamstring. Maybe it's only cramp, as we see the short pass coming across to Allday. David Allday off the side of the boot towards half forward, and the ball beats all the players over the line.
Well, Stretch isn't too good down there, Peter. He's certainly limping badly. He's damaged his left leg in some way. And how back into the forward pocket where the boundary throw will take place. Wilson's going to do the ruck work against Purser. That's chalk and cheese for mine. Purser got the tap down to the front of the pack. It can't be taken by anyone cleanly, and we'll see another bounce taking place. It's Petraglia doing the battle down there. The umpire went out eventually with Peter Carey.
A bit of an altercation down the goal square. Hardy is actually playing very, very close to Williams. Williams just threw him on the ground. See it in the background there?
Yes, just picked it up. I saw the umpire come out and speak to them.
Yeah, he threw him on the ground behind the play.
Right, let's see what happens. Fidge looking for a free kick, and we'll get it. He won't score from there. He's out 55 metres from goal. Now Ted Fidge will put the ball somewhere around about the goal square area. That Stretch on screen who had trouble with that left leg, looks like it might have only been a nerve or something. Petey seems to be moving all right at present, although still clutching the thigh. But the kick by Fidge, disallowed. The umpire should have to go back and do it all again. Williams had led well and taken the mark, but it won't be allowed, so they do it all over again. Now this is take two. This bit of action at Western Oval. Footscray 66, leading Melbourne by 51 points. It's only the second quarter too. Fidge putting the ball, it was an ordinary kick. He swung it back into Ward goal, and a mark has been taken by Connolly. Gee, that was a funny kick. It's not he followed the boundary line around. Well, what a shot at goal though.
Well, he is a left footer. That's the only thing in his favour. Now he runs out and opens up the goal, stabs it,
hit the post.
Bad luck, because it was a good attempt.
Good thinking by Petraglia there too. He come in and closed the gap on Connolly, made him kick a bit quicker than what he would normally have done. So only 50 points between the teams now, if I can use that term. 10-6-66 to 2-4-16 on Seven's big lead.
Well, this is Murray Rance receiving from Tatsaris. Rance, West Australian, a long kick. Right out towards Michael Ford, or was it Cordy? No, it was Michael Ford. Now Neil Cordy over to Dean Sharon. Sharon kicked while he was off balance, and it was not out on the full. And there's some happy supporters, or most of them. A few Melbourne scarves there. They don't look too happy about the situation.
No, I'd be surprised if they were happy, Peter, with the scoreboard showing a 50-point deficit. Turner got it knocked down. It didn't go anywhere. Petraglia once again in the thick of things. He burrows in. You see him clutching his head there, and he picks up a free kick and looks for a short pass. Found Wallace. Now Wallace is 65 metres out from goal. Somerville's by himself, is it? No, it's Cordy. Cordy's going to get this ball. No, Baxter, Eve, I'll get it right in a minute. Baxter goes toward goal. He's put it through. Good bit of work.
No, free kick. He said that it was a push out.
Oh, no goal. Baxter won't like that one.
No, he jumped, McPherson, I think it was, jumped into the back of Robin White. There's the kick from full back, and it's a good mark to Healy. No, he paid the free kick. It should have been either. Free kick for around the neck and a mark to Greg Healy on half, in the back pocket, in fact, as he brings it away towards half back. Oh, he dropped the head then. Johnson should have marked that one, and he missed it.
He sure did. It's pretty hard to mark when you're not looking at the ball. Boundary throw-in taking place. Half-forward flank for Footscray. A bad miss by Johnson. Might have to rethink him. The ball on the turf now. Picked Sharon through that. Taken by Wilson. Picked up and kicked by Connolly, but straight to the opposition, Tatsaris. He's going to play on. Going to look for someone up there. Petraglia got in the back of the opposition. Lovett can't take the mark either. Zantuck's there, the lead's by Flower. The kick toward Flower's a good one too. Will be paid downfield. Which way's it going? Yes, Flower's kick. He comes in toward Connolly. Back behind Tatsaris. Hard to take one-handed. Tapped out by Tatsaris. Good piece of work. Up toward Brian Cordy. Here's a chance now for Footscray.
Yes, as the kick comes up towards half forward and Petraglia that beats him over the line. But we've been playing 20 minutes into this second quarter. It's been a dominant Footscray today. 10-6-66. Leading Melbourne 2-4-16. And Melbourne, they are an enigma. You can't work them out. 2 good weeks. Beat Collingwood at Collingwood when they gave it everything. Today they look absolutely shocking.
It didn't look much good in the first term when Footscray kicked 7 goals, 6 to Melbourne's 1 goal. Now we'll see 41-14. Groningen beating Turner, taken by Malin. He can't do a great deal with it. The umpire will bounce. So this ball on the half forward playing for Footscray on the outer side of the Western Oval. We're approaching the 21-minute mark of the second term. And Footscray enjoying a great lead of 50 points. The umpire's found a free kick.
That's Brian Wilson taking that kick. Or was it Gandini? I'll try and pick that up in a moment. I think it was Wilson, as we see Brian Cordy punched away from line, off the ground by Baxter, up towards Somerville. We've got a lot of pace, young Somerville. Oh, some strong work there. Robin White kicks it wide, finds Alan Johnson. Johnson a chip pass to Greg Healy. Healy on centre wing is going to look further afield to Jarrett. Out comes Alan Jarrett, smothered it beautifully, tries to knock it back, but he's hopefully pressed down there by Rance. Jarrett gets around Rance, centres the ball. Now, can someone take a mark? Punched away by the Footscray defenders, and Hardy will run this through. No, he doesn't. Onto the left foot he goes, and out on the full. He should have run it through, I think.
Well, he didn't. He's kicked it out on the full and given Melbourne a shot at goal. Maybe he thought he had more ability than that, Pete. Maybe he thought he could keep it in play. Now the ball over the boundary line, a bad kick by Hardy.
Well, Beasley got one from there.
Yes, well, Greg Healy. Well, they're fairly open when you look at the angle he's shooting from. Healy's kick toward goal.
Got another one.
Pretty close. It's pretty close. Yeah.
Yep.
Well done, Greg Healy. Another goal to Melbourne. They needed that. He kicks his second goal, and the Melbourne's total is only 3 goals 4. So 22 points, playing 66 on Sevens Big League. Footscray very dominant here at the Western Oval.
11 kicks to Greg Healy. Now, we talked about the Footscray Rovers, but I didn't realise he'd had that many kicks, Paul.
See the Footscray runner out there talking to Brad Hardy too, Pete. Possibly telling him he just made a mistake.
Yep. I think he should have put it through for a point. There's, oh, gee, the boot went out by Turner then. I think Purcell will do something about that shortly. There's Cordner from half back, hooks it back. Gandini is on the ground. That was the player who kicked it earlier, I think, when I said Brian.
A bit like
he looks very much like Brian Wilson. But Len Gandini played with Geelong earlier in the year, came across from Western Australia. Let's see what he does with this kick. Towards half forward, Cordy. No, there's Brian Wilson. Brings it to full forward, Hardy. Beaten for it. Williams a bit too quick for him on that occasion. Robbie Flower, the Melbourne champ. Look at the skills. He straightens up and he fires Robert Flower. What a great goal that was.
That was a great goal. His second goal. He kicked the first one for Melbourne, and that's his second out of 4. So Footscray 10-6-66, leading Melbourne 4-4-28 after a great goal by Robert Flower.
Well, he's the man that might be able to lift them. There's Mickey Malthouse, Wayne Walsh on right, young Teddy Whitten and Curly Austin up on the right. There is the skills coach out at Footscray, and Mick not happy about that goal by the look of him.
Rod Austin is not the kicking coach, is he?
I think he is.
Is he? I'll be jiggered. At the centre bounce, the ball put down by Purser, kicked in by Lyon into the half-forward zone. Williams giving Hardy a run around. Taken here by Fidge. A short passes to Jarrett. He should mark it. Now Melbourne a chance to get back in the game. Alan Jarrett, 20 metres out from goal. He is a good kick. He'll make the distance without any great effort. But Melbourne have been a little bit off target with a couple of shots by Williams.
That was a great kick by Fidge. He really did kick it to that position so Jarrett could mark it. There's the kick. And he slammed it through. Maybe they can come back at the 24.5-minute mark of the second quarter. Melbourne move under 5 goals for 34, trailing Footscray 10-6-66. 3 goals in 3 minutes, Jack.
Melbourne, yes, well, they did that something similar against Geelong the other week, but you can't give starts as they did, Pete, and expect to win. 42 points was the start they gave Footscray at quarter time. On screen is Jarrett, who kicked that goal, 5-4 to 10-6. Melbourne do look a bit better in the second term, but they wouldn't have had to improve much on their first quarter effort to look a bit better in the second. We've been playing nearly 25 minutes of the second term now, so haven't got much more time to get a few goals. Payne can't, no, Gandini can't take it. The ball got shot out to Wilson by Lovett, down toward the boundary line, and over there you see Robert Flower, and a boundary throw will take place. 34 playing 66, still 32 points of difference, so over 5 goals is the lead enjoyed by Footscray.
Turner got that hit out. Ford overruns the ball. There's Liberatores on the ground. Petraglia thrown out of it.
Umpire said a free kick.
Well, it's Gandini again, I think, and that could be 15 metres against Petraglia, who caught one from Turner. Was that Turner gave him a little backhander in the mouth?
I think he walked into his elbow, I'm not sure.
Well, there he is, Len Gandini. And, well, Turner's not, as you see the rain coming down here at the Western Oval as the kick comes up towards Cordy, who thumps it away. They're roving the packs better now, Melbourne, as we see Lyon hooking it back towards Healy. Greg Healy, this is, overrunning the ball. Tatsaris, no free kick, said the umpire Peter Cameron, and he'll bounce it on centre wing.
Yes, the ball being put down now, and Tatsaris went for the tap. It comes out to Batterston. His left foot kick goes very high. If it wasn't raining, it would have brought rain anyhow. And the mark has been taken by Turner. God, he's got sharp elbows, that fella. Turner's got his left foot working toward Flower. Flower's looking for Wilson, I think, if he can find a gap to find a who's. Oh, look at him. Oh, let's have a look at him go. The kick, not a good one now toward Malin, but geez, hard to catch. Malin trying to get the ball away, got it out of the back door. Was it Cordy got the ball moving, or was it Ford? Out toward the half-back flank position, and the mark was taken out there, and a good mark at that has been taken by Ford, so now it's with Liberatore. He goes into the wing position. Wallace missed a fairly easy mark, but the ball might be a bit greasy. It's over the boundary line now. We'll see a boundary throw-in taking place on the half-forward flank for Footscray. Footscray leading 10-6, 66, Melbourne 5-4, 34. You're on Seven's big lead.
Brian Cordy is about to come off as we see Gary Lyon with a little chip pass down towards half forward. Oh, Robbie Flower was collected very, very heavily, and he's being thrown to the ground behind the play. Here's Brian Wilson with the mark, but he's on the ground.
A load's going to open up out there. Flower went down. Another pack forming up just behind the position where Lyon is on the centre wing. I think Flower got biffed by somebody.
He copped it a double barrel go, Robbie Flower. Then I saw that, Jack, and he really copped it hard, and that was completely unfair in my book.
Well, there's the other blue I was talking of, just come on screen. Up goes Jarrett, can't take the mark. The ball on the turf, only metres out from goal. And umpire Peter Cameron will come in and sort things out.
He's holding his jaw behind the play, Robbie Flower. He really did cop a biff right in the face.
Well, I think he appears to be all right anyhow. Yes, there's a few incidents there that we didn't quite catch, but now just outside of Melbourne's goal, this bounce has taken place. Wilson's hand pass came into Jarrett, back toward Wilson, underground. Nearly appealing for a free kick was Wilson, which wasn't there. Comes back out to Jarrett. Now it's Lyons, kick in toward Johnson. Johnson can't get into the act.
He's off.
About to play on Mickey Egan. Got tackled too high anyhow, and the hand pass comes away.
And this is Mark Kellett, who came on the ground in place of Brian Cordy. He gets it across to Murray Rance. Rance from the half-back line, a long driving kick looking for McGuinness. The ball hits the deck. A dive on the ball. Good umpiring to let it go, because there was no free kick in that one. And the bounce will take place right in front of the commentary box here on centre wing. And you can see the drizzly rain here, which makes it very unpleasant for the players. The ball comes to Greg Healy. Been a pretty good player today. Probably Melbourne's best player. In goes Egan. A torpedo punt. Somerville looked very small as he went for that mark. Wallace. Hand pass comes to Zantuck. That was from Gary Lyon. Centre wing. Sharon and Liberatore. Kicked off the ground. Further afield towards the Melbourne forward line, and it goes over the line.
We're not far away from the half-time siren. We're getting toward the 29.5-minute mark of the second term, and Melbourne are trailing by 32 points, so over 5 goals Footscray lead. The ball tapped down to Kellett. He gets a little kick away from the pack up toward the wing position. Lyon is a chance for Melbourne. If you can find a forward, I don't think you'll find one with that kick because the ball's just inside the boundary line. But half-time siren you'll hear. And Footscray 10-6, 66 points. Melbourne 5-4, 34 points on 7's big lead.